Maybe. We live
Oh,
in
we are.
a
Oh,
bit.
yeah. Guys, I was almost.
Fucking, I used to
Oh,
see my bingo wings flapping then. I nearly took off. You all right,
you've
love?
got dinner lady arms, Martin. How lovely.
I have. Look at that.
Um, well, I'm okay, I guess. I don't know. It's been a little weird, you know?
Why?
Well, I mean, obviously, I've told you, but I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm having some health issues going on, and they're slowly but surely getting resolved, which is nice. But it's been taking long, and it's been a lot of work for me to get all the different carers around me to be in
It's
alignment.
it's it's very difficult. I mean, we both actually going through the same issue, me and Levi. Um, so I mean, I ain't bothered about who knows because I have got to have a colonoscopy, and I know you have as well.
Yeah.
And it is worrying and bloody draining. And as you say, Levi, to get from A to B, it's like jumping through hoops all the time.
Yeah.
Um, so it is difficult, I know. But you know what? We'll get sorted, and that's all that matters, in it.
That's all you can do. Can you hear me fine, by the way?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah.
Good.
It's just
Because
a nightmare. But yeah, there's nothing we can do to change it, so we're gonna just have to deal with whatever comes up.
yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait. So mine is coming up next Wednesday, so that's pretty quick, thank God.
I had the referral. The clinic rang me this morning, and I had the referral this morning, so I'm on the waiting list for the colonoscopy as we speak.
Yay! Gotta love a colonoscopy. I can't wait to
Oh
do.
no, you know what I mean? We didn't come on here to discuss our bowel issues. We come on here to bitch, and that's what you're all here for.
Yeah,
Anyway, hi Mel, hi Stephanie, hi Sandra, and Lexi, and everybody else who's here. So, right then, why are we here? So, what do you want to start? Oh, right, Sunny Harrow says she had Crohn's disease since she was a kid. So, Colin,
um,
we're away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I really am.
that's horrible.
Yeah, it is. It's
Um,
awful.
um, so we might as well change our life to witching and colonoscopies.
It's right.
No, we were witching and bitching about bitches.
And flakes and
Like too many annoying shits been going down. Like, um, maybe we can start with reviewers.
yeah, because I have got quite well, not quite a bit to say about it, but like I mean, everybody who knows me, right? And I've been on YouTube for 4 years now. And the only reason why I started my YouTube channel in the first place was to give indie tech creators a shout out, especially those from the LGBT community, right?
Same.
And so, we both agreed, didn't we? We said because they always get overlooked, and so we did our job, and that was it. And then obviously, like you kind of make friends in the community, and people say, "Oh, do you want to review my deck?" Blah blah blah. And then what happened to me? I lost my authenticity when I started to review for Rockpool and Union Square and all the others, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought, this is not the person I want to be, and this is not how I want to keep my channel. And so I changed that, you know. And your internet's froze, by the way,
Oh, really?
again.
No. Like we literally just got internet back today.
Oh, right, it's all right now.
Yeah,
So,
it's just whenever I open a different screen, I quickly gotta look something up, Martin. I'll be back in a jiffy, okay?
okay. So what happened was, like, I'll carry on talking. So I've noticed that when people are reviewing now, that they aren't being authentic. And what I
No.
mean by authentic is the fact that they will do. absolutely anything to get free stuff.
Yeah,
And this is what being a Instagram, sorry, and a YouTube reviewer is about. It's all about getting free shit because you see people with pile of stuff from publishers. That's absolutely fine, right? Absolutely fine.
yeah,
You've got to review it. If you've got time to review that stuff, well, that's entirely up to you.
yeah,
But when I'm seeing these influential people, shall I say,
yeah,
reviewing decks where they do not give a balanced opinion, all they're doing is gushing over, the content they have in front of them, and they're not being honest. And we know for a fact, right? If I held something up now, right, I ain't got nothing to hand, but everybody in this room, if I said something like, say, for instance, oh, this is good, and you all knew that it wasn't any good at all. And this is where the problem starts because I have found that with these influencer channels, that when people, when somebody sits there reviewing a deck, people take this on board and then they go out and spend their money. So I think, but like basically, what they're doing is that they are being false and they're not being honest and they're doing it for their own benefit and they're not doing it for the tarot community.
no, not at all.
But, I think that is pretty lame. And then when somebody comes onto YouTube and intentionally reviews something that everybody knows it's a piece of shit and they're gushing all over it,
Yeah,
well, that's problematic. To me it is anyway, because you know that these people are going to go out and buy stuff.
yeah, just be very wary of, like, watch whoever you want to watch, but it's very much the vibe of show discernment. And like, you obviously, we're all being influenced all the time. I've had parasocial relationships with tarot tube people where, in hindsight, I'm thinking, were we actually friends, or did I just make that up in my mind because I got a bit cuckoo during the pandemic? Like,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, will just want to give an example here. So I had this deck come the other day, right, from a creator in the UK. It's absolutely gorgeous, guys, by the way, and it's by somebody in the UK, as I said, Spirit Carrier, the name is. And I did a review on this on my YouTube channel. Not so much an in-depth review. I just said I'd add it, right? Because I told you I'm not doing that shit no more.
no.
I just said I had it, and I was showing the cards, and I said there was a guidebook, and I told them the price. Now I know for a fact that 3 people have bought this deck, due to me saying this is a really, really good deck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If I'd have said this was like, oh, it's rubbish, and I'm off and off, I'm on the fence about it, maybe
yeah,
somebody would have bought this deck. But the thing is, I was being completely 100% authentic and honest.
yeah,
you know. And sadly, not everybody's the same. So anybody who scours YouTube looking for deck reviews, I suggest you use your discernment a bit and look around a few channels before you particularly
yeah.
look at influential ones.
You know what I would do personally? You know what I usually do right now, and I've fallen for it a couple of weeks ago with that huge ass animal deck. But remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what I usually tend to do is look up a sound free or voice free flip through of a deck.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear anyone talking. I don't want to hear any bullshit. And I just want to look at the cards, look at the pictures, look at the keywords, watch that a couple times. Then I will look up different. There's still some written reviews out there
yeah,
on blog.
yeah, yeah. This is what I tend to do. I tend to turn the volume down, and then you're
Yeah.
not being influenced by anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I sort of just, and then I actually, sometimes there's, hey, hi. And then I sometimes watch a couple of people who I know and love and like and trust, and then I will make a decision on whether or not I want to buy
that's
it.
it. Adams just said, constructive criticism in a healthy, authentic, fair. It's not negative. You haven't got to come onto YouTube or any other social media platform and be overtly negative if you don't want to. But like, I mean, just be honest and just say, especially when somebody has spent a lot of money, or this deck is a lot of money. Just give up a fair. Do you think it's worth the money? Worth the money? Do you think it's worth the X amount of pounds that the creators selling it for?
Yeah.
This is what you got to bear in mind when you're doing reviews.
You and I have both, sometimes when you get stuff for free and the creator is really friendly and you like them a lot, and you have a good report, sometimes you tend to forget that 90% of the people that have this deck have had to pay money to get it.
Exactly that.
But, so I always tend to look at price, quality.
Yeah,
I tend to do
exactly
that.
that. And it's a lot of money to spend. And if you come in on, like, say, for instance, I'm just going to pick up this because I just wanted to say thank you to Joanna for sending me this gift, and I absolutely love it. Say, for instance, if I went on to, come onto YouTube tomorrow and started gushing all over this deck, which I'm not gonna,
No.
right? People would think, oh yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Let's go out and order it from Travis's website, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying is people are so influenced by what we say and what we do. And I think sometimes you have to rein it in a little bit and just
Yeah.
be on, and stop blagging people for free shit, because that's all you're doing.
When I did the review on that animal deck, it was a deck that I bought myself because I was influenced and didn't do my due diligence as a customer to actually check what this deck was about.
Yeah.
I was, discovering the deck live. Well, it wasn't a live, but I was filming. It was my live, genuine first reaction. And you guys, it was a weird deck because it was more like a propaganda piece on endangered animals and sort of, I don't know, like it had QR codes that led you to different sites where you could donate to said endangered animal. Pretty cool idea. But in the guidebook, there was a method that you could use for divination, but there was no card by card guidance at all. Every card did have a 4-page guidebook entry. It just didn't contain any. Well, it only about a fourth of the text was original text, and the rest was all copy pasted processes that you could do with a card. Cute. I did that a couple times. It was fun. I still got the deck. I don't dislike the deck, but the creator actually slid into my comment section, which is completely fine. And they said, "Hi, I thoroughly enjoyed your reading of the cards and your honest reactions. I'm the author and artist. I'm glad you stuck with it and got something out of it. What may help is to read the guidebook." Well, I kind of did, but cool. If that gives vital context for the rest of the material, I hope that will enrich your experience of the deck. Thanks again for your time and attention. Very nice response. A bit cunty here and there, but fine. So I responded, maybe read the guidebook. Well, girl, I did because I know.
Oh, yeah, and there's folk all in it. Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't going to read like the same repeated text all over again, but that was fine. And then I responded to that and I said, "It's such an honor to have you here because it's a gorgeous piece of work, obviously. Thanks for the tips on how to get the most out of your beautiful work. I did end up reading the guidebook and I love doing the Visio Divina processes. I've been getting lots of great readings. However, I feel a tip for future printings. Should this get a second edition?
Yeah.
Could be writing a short keyword or guidance section per card that people who use Oracle card decks for divinatory purposes can reference if they don't have the time or desire to do the Visio Divina process. Since an Oracle deck can be used for many things, but is first and foremost a divination tool."
Well, there you go. I mean, look at you. Look
Like
at that, Levi.
people be releasing decks of cards, and I'm like, are these flashcards? Calling them Oracle decks, calling them tarot decks, and I'm like, is this a flashcard? Can I do divination with this? Is it just pretty art? What even is this? Like
Exactly. I know. Adam says he finds the spiritual community leans too way to be sugar-coated, too old-fashioned, too easily offended and triggered. Adam, I suggest that they stay off the internet then, because there ain't no place for being triggered. You know, you're going to get triggered everywhere you go, ain't you? So yeah, thank you for the comment.
There's a very good comment by Key Features. I can't show it on the screen, but you can. It's
Wait a
it's
minute.
a little bit further up.
Okay, the long one, yeah. Key
Yeah.
feature.
I think it's easy to get carried away with other people being enthusiastic. It's like QVC for tarot. Anyone remember that? They'd be gushing over some average cardigan and people will buy it. Hell yeah.
Well, I'm gushing over cardigans all the time at my age,
Oh,
you know.
same here. Gushing over cardigans and decks. And, there's also another sort of side to the whole reviewing bitches. Because there's also, well, not so much anymore, but there used to be this, I'm just going to name and shame because I don't give a fuck. We used to have Indie Deck Review. Remember them?
I most certainly do. Yeah.
And what they would do, and I've heard this same story from many creators. So if anybody here is watching and loves people from Indie Deck Review, that's fine. But, and you can call me a liar, but I've heard this from several different people on different occasions, is they would pester creators for free decks and also sort of coerce them into sending decks, pretending that they loved their work, only to then completely and utterly destroy them on their Instagram and YouTube and all their other outlets.
Well, and I remember the checklist they used to have as well, which I thought was absolutely
like how many white people, how many black people, how many gay trans people, how many times is the color blue used? Like, fuck off.
Awful. Their whole kind of everything about that was awful.
It was so performative, and like when an indie creator approaches me, which doesn't happen that often because I'm not that big of a player, I don't like their work, I will not just review it for the sake of getting a free deck.
Neither would I. I've always said that, if somebody, funnily enough, I said that to somebody today, actually. You obviously, I've been approached and you've been approached many times over the years. Would you like a copy of my deck to review? And I've said, no, thank you.
No.
No, it's not my thing, but I wish you well. And I've always said, maybe so-and-so would like to review it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can't do that because the thing is, then your opinion can't be, your opinion's going to be biased for a start because you're just going to dislike it, Yeah,
if somebody's approaches you and and you agree to review their deck, you got to be a little bit nice too, it's sort of it's almost like malicious compliance when you sort of almost trick somebody into sending you free shit and then not doing anything.
Yeah, it is. And I think what you've got to do as well, you've got to get out that mindset where if you're doing a deck review, right, you've got to keep it completely objective, and you've got to, not want to do a head count on how many, in our case, how many gay men can you see in the deck. I couldn't give a fuck how many gay men are in the deck. You know what I mean? I don't want to see any gay men in the deck. I see enough fucking gay men.
Yeah, I don't want to see myself in a deck. I don't fucking care anymore.
No, neither do I. One thing that I have to, two, it's one, it's the readability, and two, it's the artwork.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters,
Like, also, like, if you buy something with your own hard-earned money, and, I feel like anything above, and even though we're in inflation times and stuff like that, I don't give a fuck. Anything above 50 pounds and the quality is shit, I want to be able to be honest about it. Like,
yeah, exactly. Stephanie, I'd rather send a deck to a reviewer who really likes the work. What's the point of reviewing a deck that you don't jive with? Well, people do that, Stephanie, honestly, just because they want some free shit. I mean, you should know this. Lexi says, how can you even tell if they're gay? Well, that's the $1 million question, Lexi, because I've also said when people say things about the Rider-Waite-Smith being heteronormative and things like that, hang on a minute here, how do they know? How do you I've like look by looking at the pictures about somebody's sexuality. What the
A
fuck's that?
lot of a lot of the people in the Rider Waite Smith look super gender fluid, so it's very easy to transpose yourself onto it. Like,
I just think it's stupid. It's a non-subject because you cannot tell by looking at artwork unless somebody's obviously clearly mincing down the street, wrapped around in a fucking rainbow flag. It's different in it.
yeah,
Then you don't
kind of
know.
like Daffod from Little Britain, you know.
Yeah. But like, and Pixie was apparently gay. I mean, how did they even know that shit?
You know, she was gay, she was black, she was mixed race, she was all the
Nobody
things.
knows any of this. It's all speculation, because
Pixie was Pixie.
she was brought up in Jamaica and she was mixed race. So okay, then you know what I mean.
Were you there?
Yeah, were you there with her? Like, it's just there's no evidence at all surrounding anything. Is that you know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people are. Oh, you should put this longer comment on the screen, Martin. Fortune's red.
Fortune's red. Where am I looking?
Just a little bit. Scroll a little bit above.
Hang on.
Hi guys, and put your fucking glasses on, you old hag, because you can't see shit.
Of course, see fuck all in here.
Oh man, you guys like
girls. That's better. Right. Oh, I can see everything now.
Is that what you actually look like, Levi? Fuck.
Fucking hell, yeah. Pixie was Catholic, which people don't like to mention. Exactly that. Where key features, I don't think there's evidence of Pixie's sexuality. That one you want about, Levi?
No, it's about hi guys listening in but working.
Well, I can't find it. Well, perhaps I can now. I've got my glasses on. Kids.
It's just a little bit above. It's a pretty long comment. It's under.
Wait a minute. Right. Adam. I've got Adam's the last comment. Can you please type that again because my blind eyes want to say.
I will hold up. I will type it again in the box so it will be all the way at the bottom. Hold up.
Everyone wants a label these days and a reason to whine about it. Well, let's cast our mind back to about 10 years, Lennox, right? When nobody wanted a label. Nobody wanted to be put in a box. Nobody wanted to be called this, that, and the other.
Those were the most fab times, Martin.
Yeah, and if you don't identify somebody now by the pronoun, you're going straight to fucking hell.
It's so weird too because like I'm gonna sound like a total boomer now, but like all these younger kids, especially in the queer community, I mean, more power to you, but it's all very hypersexualized, and by the time they're 12, they already know that they're a power bottom and that they're a puppy and that they want green hair and a septum piercing and that they're into piss play and rubber. Yet they also are too afraid to call someone up on the phone because of their anxiety. And I'm like,
exactly, yeah.
What fucking generation is this?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. What the fuck, man? I'm triggered by a voice on the phone,
Exactly. Like,
booked in it. Right. Okay.
You've never even spoken to another man before. How do you know you're a power bottom? Like, fuck all the way off.
Exactly. Hi, guys. In but working, I just want to state that not only are people not equal as reviewers, some people are just sheer narcissist liars and will do anything to get what they want. Now, ain't that the truth? Who said that?
That was let's see, Fortune's red.
Absolutely spot on.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Adam, I'm gay. No shit, Adam. But I don't really identify with anyone or any group. I just also don't need to see myself in a deck. You know what? Me and Levi have said this since we've known each other. I do not want to see my face in it. Well, even though we are in Danny's deck, that's kind of different. Yeah. But no, I do not want to see myself in a deck. I do not want to see Levi or any of my other gay friends in the deck. Thanks very much. I do not want to see my I was going to say something. I thought, no. I do want to see my next door neighbour in a deck or anybody else who wants.
No.
Now,
can we bitch about another thing?
Of course we can. We can bitch about whatever you like.
I'm sort of seeing this resurge. I mean, to each their own. Let's start off with that before we
say first. All right, so we just agreed to each their own. So this is going to be a strong one, isn't it?
Well, maybe. I'm I've been noticing in the tarot sphere that there's a lot of, I don't know, like that there's sort of this there's sort of this highbrow art bitch vibe going on where it's like,
Oh, for the pretentious.
yeah, that there's a very pretentious vibe where it's um where I sometimes feel, we were talking about genuinity, right? Where it sometimes feels a little disingenuous, where it's like, if you don't have this $200 deck that's just a couple of splotches of ink on the page,
Yeah.
um, written by someone who's apparently an esoteric guru or whatever, you're not an actual tarot reader. And I've sort of noticed that the people that are very vocal about this or tend to use these types of decks never actually read.
Now, isn't that funny? Because I was thinking exactly the same thing. And there is a beautiful now. I don't care if anybody picks up on it or not, because I mean I've got nothing to hide. But there's a new photographic deck come out. I forgot what it's called now, and I think Sandra's pre-ordered it or whatever. Um, and I looked at it and I thought, you know what? I just can't. And it is, the photography is absolutely stunning. Don't get me wrong, right? But for me, as a tarot reader and as somebody who likes to see something that I can actually read from the cards, it just does not work for me at all as a tarot deck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and also very often, because let me be like, let foot and mouth. I used to be kind of like that. I used to have this fantasy self that would only read with the Mary L Tarot and with the Dark Goddess Tarot and with, well, those are actually good decks, but still, Marielle is on the fence as well. It's on this close to a strike.
Yeah,
Name another one of those decks. Margaret Peterson, even maybe.
yeah.
I want to be edgy. I want to be dark. I want to be cool. I want to use these weird ass decks, and I'm such a good and cool and edgy reader. But you know what? And this kind of reminds me of when I was in high school and used to be into gothic metal, and I still like gothic metal. Um, but I like Britney more.
Well, yeah. I mean, I love the Cure, but I love Kylie more. You know what I
So,
mean?
like,
You know
who
what I
am I
mean?
kidding? And then there's these really cool, slick tools that sort of get paid dust a lot. And for example, this whenever I use the Threads of Fate Oracle, and I know it's expensive, and I know it's overpriced, and I know it's out of print, and you can get it anymore. It's a really well written deck. Like these girls, everything else they've done after that is complete garbage, poo poo shit. But that Oracle is good, and it
Well,
just gets paid
yeah.
dust because it's not weird ass, ugly as art.
I think I think it's like yeah. I mean, there was I watched a good video today. Everybody knows who Sylvie is. I think from Tarot Magpie, and she has done a really good video yesterday. And she was saying what makes a deck basically readable. And obviously,
Yeah.
it's we start off obviously with personal preference and things like that.
Yeah.
And she was saying that she doesn't like kind of photographic decks because it's too much like real life.
Yeah.
And this is the way I feel about it as
Like,
well.
to each their own,
Yeah,
but yes, yeah,
collage decks is completely different because you can, that kind of goes out of the comfort zone of a photo. So we all know, you all know that I love collage art. Um, but I just cannot read with these abstract obscure decks. Honestly, I can't.
no, when it becomes a bit too, I mean, and there's so many layers and levels to this because I have that nomad tarot, which
But
is
yeah, yeah.
which you could see as abstract, but I love pips for some reason. That works for me,
Yeah, but there's
so
a difference between a pip card and just a splodge of red paint on a card and calling it the Hermit. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I just do not get it at all. maybe you've got to be trained with an art mind. I don't know. I'm not, and I can't see the beauty.
And also and the whole, I don't know, for to me it's almost more the Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Oh, key features. Yeah, I'm like that with photographic decks too real, but always open to coming across one that changes my mind. Same
Yeah,
here.
me too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do love like a little bit of abstract. I mean, because like the thought is even abstract. Um,
I love the Margaret
yeah,
Peterson tarot,
yeah,
honestly. Like
me
I really
too.
do.
Like, I
I
can't
mean,
just like. I'm sorry, I couldn't. If you just give me a piece of card with a blob of green on it, I wouldn't know what to do with it unless it
no,
was labeled.
and it's also, I don't know, the whole vibe that sometimes is around those decks and people who there it can come across like these groups, and there's very
Yeah.
obvious groups that use these types of decks, and that's completely fine and cool, but it can come across as a bit clicky and a bit, look at me, I'm all high and mighty, and
This is it, and you use
everything you like is shit.
yeah.
And even though I'm sorry, I'm just going to say what I feel. I am, even though I am probably one of the better readers out there right now. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I agree. I agree with you totally. And I mean, I feel sorry for some people as well. Let's get on the subject. While we're kind of on this subject as well, some people cannot afford to buy indie decks, right?
Mhm.
Because some of them are super, super expensive.
Yeah,
And like if you want to use a deck if you want to use the Hocus Pocus Tarot or whatever that you've had off Amazon and it was £13, $18, you use that because if that's giving you good readings, and don't ever think that because you use that and you don't use something £150 that you're not a good reader, because maybe you are. It's
yeah,
just the fact that you may not be able to afford that particular deck that's kind of, in vogue at the minute. And because we
yeah,
all know, you know, it goes in stages, done it. This is
yeah.
just come out, so everybody's like loving on this. Like you probably never see it again in 6 months' time. Um,
Probably no.
but this is what happens all the time, innit? Adam says, I do actually like. Hang on, Road to Fortune. That's a beautiful person who made me that lovely bag. I
Oh,
can't do photography decks either. I just think of what they did before the photo, half-eaten sandwich just out of shot, putting their own clothes back on and popping to Little to get cat food. Exactly. Yeah, you can't do that, can you? Right, Adam. I actually do like random splodgy art house abstracts. The more they're out there, the better for me. But they could potentially come across as pretentious. Yeah.
I think it's the way you handle the art house abstract deck. Like
We really need a little tarot deck. Leave that to me because I'm always in there. I've
same here.
just spilled my wine all over my books.
Yay!
Yay, Mel. Right.
Yeah, good, good,
But
good.
yeah, I mean, I think
While
this is.
while are well, oh, sorry, what
No,
you were
no, no.
saying.
Carry on.
Well, you were talking about how indie decks can be really expensive and kind of unaffordable, and I know that my decks are an acquired taste, and they're not everyone's cup of tea. But
But
I have, so I'm working on new projects, but I don't have enough space in my house to store stock, and I need to move my stock a little bit. My decks are selling fine. There's nothing wrong. But I did find some boxes with where, for example, the plastic has come undone off the deck. The plastic wrap, or where there's a little dent in the box or a little bruise here and there. All the cards inside are completely fine, but I have a special offer right now on my Etsy, and I will post a link in the comments so people watching can maybe copy it, or maybe can't post it because it won't let me post links. What the fuck? Can I then maybe show it?
of course you can. You can do what you want. And if you guys can't see it on here, Levi's having a sale on his decks.
Yeah.
You can head over to his Etsy or his Instagram, where all the links are there in the.
So on my Etsy, Masculine Intuition, there is a seconds option And for £15 or €17.50, you can either get a slightly dented copy of the Carry Me Home Oracle, the Arcane Warrior Tarot, or the Brother to Brother Oracle deck. The damage, I've inserted a picture of the worst damage I could find, which was this crack over here, this dent, this ding. That's the
Oh,
worst you're gonna get. All the other seconds are way less, and you can basically select. Oh, it translates it to Dutch. That's so fucking ugly. Carry Me Home, Brother to Brother, or Arcane Warrior Jerry. You can sort of pick, and you'll get one of three. So that's on my Etsy right now. And if you've ever like wanted to get them, but they've been too expensive for you, this is your chance to get them as cheap as possible. And this also helps me move some stock so I can, maybe run a Kickstarter again in the future, because I'm working on a gorgeous sequel to the Carry Me Home Oracle. And I'm also working on a very lovely companion to the Arcane Warrior Tarot. So
there you go, guys. You heard it here first. And while we're on the subject of deck sales, Lennox is having a deck sale as well. And Stephanie says, which is very interesting because I agree. I might lack imagination, but the best decks for me are the ones with really obvious imagery. I wish I could think outside the box and understand the abstract, but most of the time I just feel dumb. No, you're not dumb at all, Stephanie. It's just, you need to watch Sylvie's video, and that's Tarot Magpie. She explains it really, really well.
yeah.
And she's got like quite a few decks, just flipping through the cards. So yeah, I think that, Lennox has just had a good point as well. You don't want to make the end user feel stupid or confused using your product. No, you want to make it user friendly to everybody.
I've been playing with this a lot. I got it for a good price on Vinted. That Ephemere Tarot by Arthur Wang.
Oh yeah, that one, the true black guy.
Yeah, the True Black Guy, and the Major Arcana looked very confusing, but it's actually very easy. But I love the minors so much.
Yeah, I like that one better than the black one, but I don't know. I don't like the. You know what I'm like with
This is
computers.
not for you at all.
Nah.
No, but it is a piece of me, honestly. Like, it's
It
so
is. It's
stunning.
nice. I prefer it. I like the colouring on that. See, to me, that looks like something out of a PlayStation game.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. It's sort of giving that Y2K aesthetic. I don't know, like, I love it. I've really been enjoying working with it, playing with it. And honestly, like, I've been getting most of my decks secondhand now off Etsy.
Yeah, I do as well. Adam says
I
I want
mean
to.
vintage, sorry.
Adam says I want to see a witching bitch in Tarot Martin and Levi on the little frozen food aisle at the gym, walking the dog at centre. Well, we never see us at the gym or walking a dog. You might
Yeah.
see us stroking cat.
Hey, and Moran is here too.
Hey,
Hi.
girl. I just
And
wanted
Len-
to
and
say,
Lennox says, "Hey yo, get your seconds."
hey, bitches, get your seconds from Lennox and Levi.
And Levi.
I want to give a massive shout out to one of the dearest people I know, and that's Mr. Robbie Fowler from Tarot King of MS.
So fucking cool. This is so
You know,
good.
he's one of the best people I have known for years, and this is his deck, and it's the Rosenwald Tarot. So if you're into your Marseille, guys, this is printed on the most fabulous black core cardstock ever. It's oh yeah, what's it called, Levi? Beginning with M. Minchiata, deck.
Minciate, yeah.
Minchiata deck. So there's title cards there. There's quite a few. So this is the deck, and it is absolutely beautiful. It hasn't. You know what I love about Robbie? His rawness and his honesty, because he hasn't just cleaned up a existing deck. He's kind of like left it more or less as is and just
Yeah,
added.
I love it so much. I really, really do.
It's just so lovely. And
Yeah.
so is Robbie, by the way. So you can find Robbie on Instagram under Tarot King of MS.
Does that stand for Tarot King of Minnesota or
Mississippi.
oh Mississippi? Okay. Oh, obviously because Minnesota has MN. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is absolutely lovely. And talking about gush moments, I had one. I had a gush moment, right? Because I went in the loft the other day and I found that again, and I thought
Oh,
I was just, oh my god, I did.
that's actually that's actually a really good deck, Martin.
I know it is. It's just so beautiful. You know who gave me that? You know who gifted me that about 6 years ago?
No.
Yen. Uh,
Oh yes, I do remember Mr.
sent it over.
Freeport Arcantum.
He did. He sent it over with something, and I was just, you know what? This I will treasure now until the day I die because
So
it's just so gorgeous, and yeah, it pairs up so well with like kind of Mary decks and softer decks and stuff, and it's pretty, really, 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 really helpful as well. The guidebook. There's only a little sentence about the saint, but it does really work.
it's you sometimes you don't really need anything at all, Sometimes it's just fine as it is.
Yeah,
It's just a little cute little guidebook and you don't need any extra bullshit.
this rancid queen lived in the US, Lexi.
Yeah, I not that long, but I actually I have a bachelor's degree in English and I studied in Minnesota for a little bit.
And
So
because he was weaned on American TV,
yeah. Well, to be fair, it was very much a mix of British and American over here. But
can't beat a bit
um,
of British TV, love, especially the
yeah,
power.
yeah, yeah. But like it was very much the age of Buffy and Charmed. That was very much my tea when I grew up. So
Talking of Buffy, did you see Sarah Michelle Gellar's statement the other day?
I did. Yes,
Oh
yes,
no,
yes.
it's sad, wasn't it? Because they're not going to do a reboot, are they? And they should
I
really.
I also saw Sarah Michelle Gellar in Ready or Not, Here I Come in the movie theaters, and it was so fucking fabulous.
Was he? Was he? I do
If
like her.
if
Lovely.
you want a fun or horror comedy, it was balls to the walls, insane, crazy, funny, like so
Oh,
good.
that's good. Oh, I'll
Can I?
tell you what.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, let me just tell these guys here. You need to see a movie. It's probably the best movie I've seen in years, and it's called Sinners.
Oh yes, that's
Have you seen?
very yes, it's very intense, Martin. Oh,
Absolutely love it.
it's really good. Yes.
It's just amazing. I love the way it's set in the deep south in the 30s. I just love the whole storyline, the
Yeah.
singing, the dancing, everything. It's just incredible.
It's really
Uh,
cool.
no, no, you're not crazy, Lexi. You know, Levi. But Levi has got a Dutch accent.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, not so strong as Willem's, but
No, I
yeah,
sometimes do, especially when I used to teach English all day, I was even better. But also when we do these lives, it's in the evening for me, and when Martin and I usually call each other, it's also in the evening. So
it
I'm a
is.
little bit tired, and my mother tongue does tend to slip through a little bit. Can I show you what I have sort of had a major crush on this
You
week?
can. And I used to love the Anson Roberts tarot. It
Yeah,
is
me
glorious.
too.
I love it. What have you
So
been
apart from having a crush on you, obviously,
through? Oh,
um, I found this again, my Hardy Tarot.
oh, I
And
remember that well, That's just
this,
from years ago, that isn't it?
and I wonder why, because it's very thoughty. I wonder why U.S. Games never picked this up. This is such a U.S. Games deck.
Because it's not AI. That's probably why.
But look at how cool! It's very 70s looking, but it's
I
actually from
absolutely
the
love that. I do. I love the borders. It's very Art Deco and Art Nouveau in it.
yeah, and it's very much a Thoth style deck. So.
Never
Uh,
happened to like you. I never ever ever see that.
Well, Colleen Hardy just doesn't really I don't know, she doesn't really care about keeping this in rotation. So whenever she feels like it, she does reprints. And sometimes she's just like, fuck no, I don't want to ship all these fucking packages. So fuck
I'd
all the
love
way.
a copy of that. I really would.
It's one of my favorites. Like there's so many. I mean, I'm such a shallow bitch, obviously, but there's like so many sexy hunks in here. You know,
Because
like
that sells it all the time, doesn't it? Never mind whether the next
obviously, I love sexy hunks. I love this fool.
yeah, that's really nice. I've always loved it, honestly, I have. I've always loved that deck. You
And
just
it's, I don't know, it's got this weird muted, like this page of or Princess of Discs is like so dope. Like
gorgeous. I wished I could get a copy of that. So anybody who wants to give me a copy of that, you know where I live, bitches.
the lovers is gorgeous as well.
Yeah. I love the moon faces around that card.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it makes me want to make my own version of this, you know, like I don't know, there's something about Thothy decks. I just love them so much. Whenever somebody does a Thoth inspired version, I'm like, ooh, I want that, you know, like
Gosh. Right, I want to burst. I want to burst the readers and bubble here because I picked up a book, right? And obviously, this is just my opinion. You may, however, love it. Not you, Levi. I'm on about people who are here.
do you mind
And
if I quickly grab a glass of water while you
no,
rant?
carry on, carry on. So I picked up this book from Amazon, and it was called The Left Hand Path Tarot. And I thought, oh, that seems really, really cool. And one of the things, because obviously the left hand path to me, right, is about not following a traditional kind of path. You know, like say, like Aleister Crowley, you know, left hand path of witchcraft, you know, where you want to get your hands really dirty and things and, you know, forget the love and light, right? So basically, I got this book and I was into a few pages, and then the person who wrote it said, you know, quote, not, you know, in kind of so many words, uh, if you like this book, you do. If you don't, tough. And I thought, how fucking rude is that? You know, basically saying to somebody, you know, if you don't like my work, well, tough. You know, after you've just spent money on it. And honest to God, Levi, I have never read such nonsense in my life. I got to, I think it was the Hangman card, and then I just give up on it. And I thought, there's nothing here. It's all about being a shouty activist. That's all it. Basically, if you're an activist, you follow a left hand path. No, I don't think so, love. You know what I mean? The left
Understood.
hand path in Britain doesn't mean the same as the left hand path in the United States does.
I
So
guess not.
So yeah, I got to the hangman and I give up. There's no information hardly on the minor arcana. It's just major arcana heavy. And there's nothing in that book that you couldn't find online. So it went promptly back to Amazon.
I'm kind of done with all these, I don't know, these weird like tarot books that have these really odd essays on the cards where it feels very out of left field. It's more like the left field tarot book.
Yeah. I just thought, well, there's nothing at all left hand path about this book. You know, it was just awful. I did worry the book was going to be like that. Left hand path doesn't mean that in Tantra. At all. No, I know. And this is the thing. And I did put it up on my channel saying I had this book, like, and I'm going to read it and I'll let you guys know what I think. And I'll just let you know what I thought. You know, it was total crap. Sorry, not sorry. You know, it's just like, yeah, tantric. Left hand means engaging with things that are taboo in Hinduism, meat,
Yeah.
sexual expressions, and various other things. Well, we clearly follow a left-hand path then, love.
Speaking
So,
of not that at all.
not that.
Um, Martin's been taking really good care of himself and he's reached his goal weight and I'm so fucking proud
Oh
of
yeah,
him.
oh, thank you. I've just like smashed my slimming world goal, and I'm just so proud of myself. And thank you so much, Levi, for that. And I'm
Yeah.
actually on the team, so I'll do the social side of it. And I'm just, oh God, it was just to have that, like, kind of like, I felt like I was getting an Oscar, love. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? When I had my,
it looked like it, and you had a very gorgeous man presenting you the award as well.
of course, that always adds to the whole experience. It was
Exactly.
just, it's just such, when you do, you reach a goal and your achievement, it's just lovely in it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy now, and I don't want to lose any more. And thanks, guys. I truly appreciate it. It's
Yeah.
just really lovely, and
You've worked
yeah.
really hard for it, Martin. You really deserve some praise,
Well,
honestly.
you know what? Cutting out all the crap and the cake and stuff, maybe it does have its benefits, but I can't
Um,
celebrate with a great big bowl of ice cream because that ain't going to happen. I might celebrate with
mm,
an handful of grapes, but I'm happy.
I also wanted to maybe do a quick little, like, we don't have that much time left, but maybe pull some cards for people who would like a card.
Yes, yeah. Martin is very
It's
gay,
gay. Yes, gay as fuck.
and we do. We are British. We love accents. It's a compliment.
Yes.
We
Yes.
are. Are we chatting shit, Tammy? You've
Totally.
missed you've missed it all.
You've missed it all. We're rounding up, love. Rounding up. Move along. Move swiftly along.
So I had this deck from Maria Louisa, and sorry, Maria Louisa, if you're here or you do see this video. What is this called now? Something Mary Oracle from Maria Louisa.
Maybe I can quickly sort of find it behind the scenes. Maria Louise Mary make playing cards. It's called, sorry, bear with me, Maria Louisa's Tarot and Oracle Shop Space. It's called Mary Magdalene Oracle.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay
that's what,
then. Okay, because there is a couple.
but this is it. You've got the Mary Magdalene. She just has a bunch of different cardstock options on there, but it's called the Mary Magdalene Oracle. Yeah.
Brilliant. So I got this from my playing card, and I'm in love. Very, very much so. So anybody who wants to read in with the Mary Magdalene Oracle,
Yeah.
please put your question
Needed
in.
Smooth Live Musing would love a card.
Okay, then Mystic Midnight. What? Mystic Moonlight Musing.
And I'm also pulling you a card from my tarot deck, which you
Okay,
can get.
so you have got to start seeing things differently, and this is how you see things. That's basically going to open your potential to change things. So if you look at something in a slightly different way, this is going to kind of open the whole kind of area for you to change things the way you want them.
Adding to that, so Martin and I complement each other a lot. I've pulled the moon, which is all about seeing things from a different point of view, seeing through illusions, seeing, being discerning as to what is real and what is not real in your life and what
That's
holds
brilliant.
value.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. So Moran, right, and then we've got Stephanie. So Moran wants a card pull. Oh, the Amazon man's just put something in my box.
Oh, fuck yeah, put it in my box. Ah! Sorry. It can never be normal with me.
Moran, stop justifying yourself all the time, because I get this funny feeling that you like kind of like you got the justification card there, like so why? You've got to ask yourself why. Why do you keep justifying yourself? Just be you, and that's the most important part. And before you go, right, pull these point kind of fragmented parts back together again. You know what I mean? So you've got one bit going one way, one bit going another way. You need to bring them back into balance so you get that nice union.
You won't believe the cards that I pulled, Martin, and these were already in my hand, guys. I kid you not. I've got from my brother to brother oracle hide, introspect,
Oh.
and recuperate. So that kind of adds very lovely to what you just said. So take some time to get yourself together, but don't be too hard on yourself. Be
Yeah,
soft
stop wearing
with
yourself
yourself.
thin, it is okay to kind of like, say no, and, don't do everything don't do all the things all the time because you need some time for yourself, love.
What's
Right.
not?
So, our bathroom is being renovated. So we're between Airbnbs and right around this time it should be complete. we get our shipment of the new decks. I'd love to hear. uh, I'd love to hear about a week. So, Levi, read that out. I'm a bit confused.
She'd love to hear about the week starting this Monday.
Okay. Adam, is this a joke? Right.
No, I think he's being serious, and we will pull cards on this.
Stephanie, change.
James.
Embrace it, right? Explore, right? So maybe, even though it's a bit of a shit show at the moment, maybe these changes will kind of do you good, and kind of help you to get things into perspective as well.
It's so funny you should mention that. I've got Archangel Metatron, which I've linked to the Hanged Man in my Carry Me Home Oracle, which is all about shifting perspectives. It's very much about seeing things differently and also allowing your frequency to shift, so you can be a little bit more flexible, because there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't have any control over and that you're just going to have to allow to happen. You should also think about allowing some joy and harmony into your heart space. Don't get too caught up into all the bullshit,
Yeah. That's nice. Actually, nice that is. Right. So, Adam, I'd love to know what you both get on my dead grandma I've never met. Whether she was a practicing secret witch, which many of my spiritual friends always get. So, a message then from. Right. So you want to know, right? Ah, this is a really cool reading. So, I think, Adam, right now, this is the kind of intuitive it I'm getting from here. So, when you've got meditation here and recognition. So when you slow down and kind of like go within, I don't know whether you're a practitioner of meditation or whatever. Maybe you could connect with your grandmother, and this is where you could possibly get messages yourself because you've got them recognition card here. So I would have a think about that one. See if you could connect with your grandmother through meditation and so forth.
So, I kid you not, connect,
Oh my God.
act. So I feel like it's definitely would be cool for I think you would benefit greatly from connecting to her spirit or her essence, and
Yeah.
because she's got something to tell you that she thinks you need to do, and that is she's telling you to get your life together, tidy yourself up, get yourself straightened out.
That's so cool. I mean, I think sometimes, I think that you should look for signs as well, or it's just brilliant the way that you can kind of connect to spirit if you really, really do try.
Also, on the whole witchy aspect, this is probably the most witchy card in the whole deck.
Yeah.
So
I think,
definitely.
that if anything, your grandmother wants to connect with you and tell you and show you where she's at, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ellie, can I get a reading? Things are not going very well here. Thank you. Sorry to hear that, Ellie.
So that's not good to hear, Ellie. If there's anything we can do for you apart from the reading, do let us know.
Yeah. Ellie, something's going to come to light, right? I've got a feeling there's something already has come to light, and you've got to either make a choice or you've made a choice. This is all about doing things right that really, that are really kind of meaningful to you for a change. You may not like what's come to light. It may be something that's very upsetting, but as I said, ultimately the choice is in your hands, and you've got to kind of make that decision.
So I haven't finished shuffling yet, but I will pull you a card right now. So I've got the Hierophant, which does signify in this case also a period of learning and intense lessons for you. Also, the Hierophant card is number 5, which does signify a little bit of a dip and some change within the whole 0 to 10 number sequence. And usually that is a change that can be considered a bit, how do you say, abrupt. But know that this is also just going to take a short while, just a short while. It will get better soon. I've also pulled you the next card, the Nine of Wands, which reads, "I am strong enough."
Oh, that's really good. That's
Yeah,
nice. Ellie, I wish you well. Adam doesn't do meditation, but he'd like to start. I do get messages through tarot mediumship. I feel her around. Just try it.
good.
Maybe see what I do now, like because I've learned about different practices. I just like kind of like look at the flame in a candle, instead of like trying to go within and things. And that's when I kind of like. I think when we're doing our tarot readings, you're connected to something anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So look out for that. You're welcome, LA. You're welcome, Adam.
Um,
You like a Mary, love?
are we done with all the readings?
We
Wow.
are. Would you like a Mary?
I would love a Mary. Would you like to carry me home?
Yes, please. Right. So Mary says you're a bitch, but we
I
already knew that.
She's right.
Mary says no.
Oh wow, she does. Ooh.
She's got a smash dead. So
Well, maybe I do need to say no more often and
I should
relax.
I should say so, love.
Yeah.
Definitely, you do
There,
because you've been a girl who says no, have you?
well, I have been saying no to all the wrong things lately and have not been saying yes to all the right things. For
Yeah,
you,
there.
I've got card number 9, truly turning inward. And this card poses a question, not just for you, but for everybody listening. Where could your life do with a little bit more stillness?
Well, that's nice. It's really nice because I am practicing stillness. Tammy, I'm so sorry. Tammy says she wants a reading. She's off to Scotland in 2 days. How cool is that?
We'll definitely give her a reading. Sorry that we missed you, girl.
All right then. This little trip, this little trip to Scotland, Tammy, might be a little bit trying. So this card is telling you need to have a little patience, right?
Mm.
You know, ultimately, when you practice your patience, things will come together because the two cards that you have got is patience and union. So remember that. I know how stressful traveling can be, so like, practice a bit of patience.
I've got some weird cards too. I've got Archangel Gabriel, which is tied to judgment. So this is very much about, well, this ties in with the patience and the self restraint, which needs to be practiced because usually expressing yourself very brazenly is a good thing. But in this case, it's going to lead to a tower moment for you,
Yeah,
where,
yeah. You're gonna have to
where,
get your shit together on this one, love. Keep
yeah,
keep that shit together.
keep to yourself for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't,
yeah. So
yeah,
if anything's like kind of like, getting on your nerves or something's trying your patience, just walk away from it and calm down.
yes, very much do that.
Oh, Sonny, right, yeah, of course you can. I'm still grieving the passing of my little dog Kai who died last month. Can I have a reading for some advice? Of course you
Of
can.
course, of course.
Right, so what better deck to use than a Mary Oracle?
Yes, definitely.
Some healing, gentle advice.
Yeah.
Right. I understand that, things are about change at the moment because your dog passing. And I understand as well that there's a lot of memories attached to that. Right. The only thing I can give you advice for, right, and the advice from the cards, this is not my own personal advice, is try and keep your thoughts as clear as you possibly can. Remember the good times because the cards you've got are childhood, change, and purity. So, I would say in a while, in a little while, things will change, things will improve for you, and you will actually feel some peace at last.
I have very similar message because I pulled the Four of Cups, which is some people read this as boredom, but I read this as focus and being in balance in your emotions and being in a state of trance. So that's
Yeah.
actually, um, you know, trying to calm your emotions. And then what I also have, which I found very lovely, is we get these really gorgeous celebratory cards. So instead of, obviously the grief needs space, but my cards are definitely telling you to also, I don't know, like seek out the abundance of joy a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
there's your cards, and they're all very lovely cards.
you really need to try
You
to
just take
start.
some time and you grieve as much as you need to grieve, and
Yeah,
be gentle with yourself. And we're all of us are always here. I know you from Instagram, obviously. All of us are always here if ever you need to chat.
yeah, and try to find joy, because there is an abundance of joy out there for you, even though obviously you're not open to that right now, which is completely valid. But try to find that for yourself.
Yeah,
You,
and Stephanie also lost her dog at the beginning of the year as well.
yeah, that's
So
not nice.
Stephanie knows how you're feeling. So yeah, uh, you're welcome, and we're always here and Lennox obviously knows what it feels like as well,
Yeah,
and I do,
I do as
and
well.
time does help, So
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway, guys, this has been
yeah,
absolutely amazing, as
yeah.
always. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support and love. If you've got anything you want us to discuss, like before, if you want us to bring anything up, please feel free to DM me and Levi. We're always open to other options.
Yeah. Like, or if you've seen some country or tomfoolery going on, and you want us to investigate, we're very good tarot detectives. Like, I remember a very cool live where we uncovered the scam that was, what was the name of that deck again? That was just made up of
Oh, that deck,
the
yeah.
Empress Tarot or something like
Empress
that.
Tarot, and I fucking reviewed it, and it was just It was just basically an art pack, wasn't
It
it?
was just an art pack that you could buy off Etsy, which she just had pasted onto the cards and said, "I created this." That was fun. So we love doing, we love pulling a stunt every now and then. So
I want to say there are. I have before I go. I have actually read some lies. Right. If you go onto Amazon, right, there's a new deck out, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's called the Divinatorium Tarot. Right,
yeah,
and it's published by Rockpaw, and the artist is called Andre Sanchez. Now,
gorgeous.
what's happened is he's been accused of using AI in his deck,
No,
and
there's
he 100% categorically has not.
no.
Because the reason why I know is because I was talking to him. And he said that if he's pinned the Hierophant card up on his profile on Instagram, so you can see the whole complete process of how he designs his cards. So I don't know who started spreading that bullshit, but it actually is bullshit. It's not the Divinatorium Tarot has not got any AI generated images in it.
Yeah.
And I'm not
You know what?
affiliated with Rob Paul or Andre Sanchez. I just think, character assassination is character assassination. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you know what people should be talking about? That horrible Grim Tales tarot that has,
Yeah, let's
uh,
talk about something where we both know it is fucking AI.
yeah, where
So
it's fully AI, but everybody's fucking using it all day long because it's so
yeah,
cool and it's gothic or whatever. Like,
exactly that. Yeah.
fuck
So
off.
always remember not to believe everything you read. So do your detective work. So I did.
So
Uh
before we leave, sorry, Martin, I'm going to have to repeat this shameless self plug as you
Self
do.
plugs, you repeat. Levi has got a sale now on his Etsy.
Yeah, on my Etsy, I can't share the link in the comments because for some reason StreamYard won't do that. But my Etsy is called Masculine Intuition, and my sale is called Seconds. And you're gonna get a great quality deck. Obviously, all the people that order after this are gonna get the best quality, but you can get one of my decks for 17 euro 50 or 15 UK pounds. So very cheap, very affordable.
Absolute bargain. Absolute bargain.
So,
So,
on that note,
and Mel, yes, I agree. There is an AI witch hunt, but you know what? some people are lying about not using AI, and they are, because I saw a six-fingered magician the other day. But we'll leave that for another day, love. Anyway,
Yes.
thank you so much for all being here. We love you all. Tammy, have a fabulous time in Scotland.
But
Sonic
keep your
Tarot,
mouth shut.
yeah, keep him shut. Sonic Tarot, sending love and healing vibes to you. And I will speak to you all very soon. Levi, you stay there. See you soon, guys. Thanks for always being here. Thank you, Sandra, for everything. Love ya.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.